Hello everybody and welcome back to My Journey, the series in which I take you along my path to gathering every Trackmania Track of the Day Author Medal. Starting us out in volume number 8 today, and for Author Medal 360, we have the track Rubicante, which was made by Pecorenzo, and this was the track of the day on May 31st of 2023. Rubicante is a dirt track in which over 1,800 players have achieved the Author Medal. This one took me 10 minutes to get, finishing with a 40.817. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed that this one even took me 10 minutes to get, because this is a pretty basic dirt track with not a lot that can really go wrong with it. There's no outside dirt lines for the extra bunkability and extra difficulty, and there's generally just not a lot of things to hit on this track anyway. So yeah, this is a fairly basic dirt track with a fairly easy author. For Author Medal 361, we have the track Dragon's Lair, which was made by Prof 10, and it was the track of the day on January 26th of 2021. Dragon's Lair is a mixed track in which over 700 players have achieved the Author Medal. This one took me 15 minutes to get, finishing with a time of 49.317. Though this is a mixed track, it does have large portions of it focused on tech, and considering that and the amount of players who have the Author Medal here, taking only 15 minutes on this track I'm quite happy with, because tech is one of my worst, if not my worst style in this game. So yeah, quite happy with the time it took. As for the track itself, a lot of the tech turns are on the blind side, so that made it a little bit more annoying, but it was still a decent track overall. My 362nd Author Medal came on the track Dungeon Dash, which was made by Gozy Boyd, and it was the track of the day on June 26th of 2023. Dungeon Dash is a speed tech track, and over 2,400 players have achieved the Author Medal on this one. I finished it in 15 minutes with a time of 41.776. This one definitely took me much longer than it should have, considering the amount of players with the Author Medal here. First of all, again, not great at tech, but also it combines that with my lack of ability in remembering routes on tracks. So many turns on this one are hidden immediately behind other turns, so not being able to remember the route, or at least remember it quickly, was definitely a struggle for me. My 363rd Author Medal came on the track Sonoma, which was made by Sloopcoggle, and it was the track of the day on March 24th of 2024. Sonoma was a rally track, and over 4,000 players have this Author Medal. This one took me 5 minutes to get, finishing with a 44.171. It's hard to pin me not liking this track on the track itself, because I'm just not the biggest fan of the rally car in its current state. It's just way too sensitive, and I hate the basically forced use of action keys to even make the car drivable. I feel like they could have just made the car less sensitive and not have like every single person using the same 2 action keys to drive this car. Just not very fun. Maybe I need more time to get used to the car. We'll see, but right now I'm not a fan. My 364th Author Medal came on the track Outlander, which was made by Link, and it was the track of the day on March 25th of 2024. Outlander is a dirt track in which over 2,000 players have achieved the Author Medal. This one again took me just 5 minutes, though this run in particular took me 49 minutes, and I finished with a 45.498. I thought this was a decent dirt track. I'm not really sure what could push it over the edge into maybe a plus track. It was just a pretty basic track. Not a ton can really go wrong on this one. Needed a little bit added extra difficulty, both in the Author Medal and in the track itself. I think that would have helped it out a little bit, but still a decent track here. For Author Medal 365, we have the track Lost Village, which was made by Vextoff, and it was the track of the day on October 7th of 2020. Lost Village was a tech track, and over 1,700 players have the Author Medal on this one. It took me just 6 minutes to get, finishing with a 34.184. I'm sure this was a good track when it released, and it's still a decent one, but it's just extremely basic. You got a couple of very small taps to drift in this, and you can almost full send the entire thing other than that. Just a very, very simple and basic one. My 366 Author Medal came on the track Pier Zone, which was made by Heightshagger, and it was the track of the day on March 4th of 2021. Pier Zone was yet another tech track, and over 1,200 players have the Author Medal here. This one took me 14 minutes to get, finishing with a 39.736. This was a decent track, but yet another pretty basic one as well. I did struggle on this one a little bit, more so on the last drift, which even in this run I did not get particularly great. I saved a large majority of my time on this one, driving the other parts of the track better, because I just could not figure out that last one. For Author Medal 367, we have the track Teuty, which was made by Teuty, and it was the track of the day on September 3rd of 2020. Teuty is a mixed transitional track in which over 1,900 players have achieved the Author Medal. This one took me just 5 minutes to get, finishing with a time of 43.33. Honestly, this track holds up very well today, even though it was made in the first couple months of the game's release. I do enjoy the transitional stuff more and more, especially over the past year or so. It's definitely become one of my favorite styles, probably because we just don't get stuff like this anymore in Track of the Day. It's all just basic styles, so we could use stuff like this, and yeah, it holds up very well, a very good and enjoyable track. My 368th Author Medal came on the track Zephyr, which was made by Uwanji, and it was the track of the day on May 10th of 2021. Zephyr is a tech track, and over 800 players have the Author Medal here. This one took me 16 minutes to get, finishing with a 46.231. There's a couple of sections you need to watch out for on this one. There is the slow-mo blocks we just passed. You really need to avoid those, otherwise it's probably going to be impossible to get the Author Medal, though don't quote me on that. And the drift immediately after can be a little bit tough because it's pretty difficult to see the actual road, and there's a little piece of the wall that sticks out more than the rest, and it's extremely easy to hit there, so watch out for that. Other than that, not much else to worry about here, a pretty decent track. My 369th and final Author Medal of today's video came on the track Zoom Zoom, which was made by Hoff, and it was the track of the day on October 22nd of 2020. Zoom Zoom was yet another tech track, and just about 600 players have the Author Medal on this one. It took me 42 minutes to get, finishing with a 32.161. This was a pretty difficult one. There's just not a lot of time to save. With about half a second between world record and authors, you're going to have to drive a very clean lap. In the middle section of this one on the black road, there's basically no room for error. Very narrow entrance and exit. Also on the entrance, you can very easily start sliding, which is going to guarantee you to crash into the wall. But that will conclude volume number 8 here today. If you are interested in driving any of the tracks you saw, there will be links in the description to all of them. As always, I hope you enjoyed the video as well. If you did, be sure to like it and subscribe so you don't miss out on any in the future. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all next Sunday with volume number 9.